Right, hello everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well. My name is Vortex, aka the KingPun, and today we are back on the MegaWorld. We are planning to build a mountain now, so we need a lot of materials. But I kind of have technically two plans for today. Hello, Dawn. How you doing, mate? Hopefully you're well. Appreciate you redeeming first. Plan for today is I'm kind of going to be collecting some stone, or a bunch of stone. It's not going to be nowhere near enough, but some stone to start working on the mountain. But I'm then actually, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I actually finally got a villager zombification station set up. So I can actually, like, turn the villagers that I'm breeding into zombie villagers and then send them up to the villager trading hall. So we might also work on filling out the villager trading hall today. Who knows? Let's hop straight in, fuck it. Hop straight in, got some chilled out music in the back. I'm currently, as you can see, at the quarry. Also, how you doing there, Don? Hopefully you're alright, mate. I've already been collecting stone. Like, I have a bunch already. And we're to here at the moment. And then it will just fill out. This is 18 shulker boxes. I also, the reason why I'm actually also doing the villager stuff, and I did it yesterday, is I realised for a project like this, I'm going to need a lot of pickaxes. Because like, I've already gone through two. And I'm halfway down through my third one as well already. And this is only for probably what? I reckon not even a quarter of this mountain worth of stone. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. Because I'm also gonna need to collect shulker boxes of fucking grass. Probably moss, which I have to have moss machine for now, so that's not too bad. And obviously I'll get all the detailing blocks later on. I also am gonna want snow, because I want to make snowy peaks around the top of the mountain. So it's a bit colder the more you go up. But yeah, basically that's the sort of plan today. As you can see, I've already gone through and upgraded a whole bunch of these pickaxes to max out. I still need to do the shovels to max. But I've actually got my biome destruction kit set up for once, which makes a fucking change, chat, because I keep saying that I'm going to do it and then keep forgetting to do it. But I finally got around to doing it. I also, just quickly before we continue, want to sort of apologise. I've been home from work all this week and I haven't really streamed at all. I know it sounds stupid. I've just kind of been taking this week as a nice week to just chill out and do stuff. I'm going to be working on over the next sort of few weeks to start thinking up my strategy that I want to take for 2024, because I'm not going to lie, chat, I want to make more video content. I really do. I love editing. I love seeing them come together. I just need to figure out what I'm doing. It's going to be something to do with this mega world. It's going to be something to do with this world. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. Now, like I say, I've said this on the stream before. There's a few different ideas I have. One of them is doing something. Let me just make sure I get this guy's name correct, because otherwise I'm just going to butcher it. I watch this guy. I know his name is Dallas. He goes by, and he's had his world for a long... There he is. I showed him on stream, I think, the other week. Dallas Med 65. Like, he does it where basically he's had this world for like 10 plus years. And he just sort of walks around and just does stuff on the world. It's no like huge, now we're going to do this, now we're going to do this. It's just like, I might work on this today, then I might work on that. And it's sort of like super chilled back. And like super like laid back and chilled out, and I kind of like that vibe. The only issue I face is that I don't exactly know how to start, because in all fairness, I've had this world now over a year. We're day 3282, but I'm trying to figure out in a video sense how I would introduce the world, I guess is the best way I could put it. Like, I can do videos of me just like working on stuff, that's not a problem. It's the initial introduction. I don't want it to seem just randomly dropped in there. I want to try and make a video starting off to like introduce what this world is, what the different parts are of it, why I'm building the world. That's currently what I'm working on. When I said I was making a video the other week, that's currently what I'm working on, is trying to put a video together to at least introduce what this world is. Once that's done, I can start making videos more regularly. I hope. I'm hoping my brain will decide it wants to kick with it, because in all fairness, most of the time that I'm not live and I'm just hanging out with people. 9 times out of 10, I'm in this world anyway. Unless I'm physically playing a game with other people, I'm in this world. That's why since the last stream, it's jumped like 60 days in game, because, you know, I've been playing. I do just play on this world. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way of doing a nice introduction video which sort of will introduce a bit of what I want to do with the world. Maybe give a little bit of like introduction to the story and the idea behind it and stuff like that. But I want to do it right. I don't want to make something that's quick, half-assed, and I can just throw out so I can start making these things. If I'm going to be making an introduction video to this world, my big project, it needs to be a well put together video. Now, I know obviously, like you say, people will improve over time, that's fair enough. It's more of a personal goal for me. Because this world means so much to me, I want to do it justice. And obviously, eventually in time, I will do it justice. It will turn into a series, hopefully, if all goes well. But obviously, the thing that keeps racking around in my brain is that it's going to be weird to, quote-unquote, start a series this far into a world. Normally, you start a series at the beginning, don't you? You start when you first start the world, build your starter house, collect all your materials, all that stuff. I'm starting this, like, over a year into this world, which is the awkwardness that I'm trying to figure out a way around. Because like I said, I don't want the MegaWorld series to feel like it's just thrown in there for the sake of it. So I do need to do a bit more thinking of how I'm going to actually like map that out a bit more, because like I say, it's just going to feel odd and off if I don't. But I think I've got the start of an idea, because I've already been editing. Like I said that I'd already recorded a bunch of like voice lines and stuff for it. It's mainly the actual video itself I need to put together, which in all fairness I could literally do it over a thing like me doing this if I really wanted to. But I kind of want to make the introduction video a bit of a cinematic video, so I'm going to be messing around a lot with the replay mod and figuring out some stuff with that. But yeah, we'll figure it out, chat. We will figure it out. It's just a case of trial and error, basically. That's all it is. Because honestly, I want to make so much more video content. Like, streams are great. I love being live like this and chatting to you guys. But videos are something that I absolutely adore seeing come together. Some of my favorite moments I've had in content creation have been times where I've seen a video come together. Like, whether it's just a silly little joke thing or whatever it might be, it's some of my best moments have come from videos. Because I always like, even if it was something from a stream, I always loved clipping stuff and just fucking editing it. Like, even if it's just a case of getting back into shorts again or something, I want to make video content. But I've just, again, got to figure out a good way of doing it, because I don't, again, just want to throw some random shit into a place that doesn't feel right. With me, I have a very much interest-based motivation system, basically, is the best way I can describe it. So if I'm doing something I really enjoy, I'm likely to put 1,000% more effort into it. But if I'm doing something which I'm unsure of or don't quite like, I won't do it. Which I know can be a good and a bad thing at times. It means that you get more quality content when I'm making it, or at least what I think is quality at the time. But it also means that technically there has been like hundreds of projects that I've started and thrown to the wayside because I wasn't happy with it. And I know that, especially when you're smaller like I am, it is best to just get content out and start to get a feel for things. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, yet my brain is telling me it has to be. Which is what I'm constantly fighting with. Hello, Froggo. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm just talking a bit about what I want to do in the new year, sort of thing. MegaWorld start a lot of project and never finish it. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I just don't like the project anymore. Sometimes I like I just don't feel it's right, or maybe my skill level isn't quite at the level I wish it would be for a project like that. So I'd go and do another project and then maybe down the line come back to a project. That's kind of how I work on things. I mean, hell, a lot of you guys have seen in the MegaWorld recently, I've started to really get a knack for building some of these houses and stuff, but I've even said myself, damn, some of these areas look bad, I should rebuild them. And again, it's the exact same thing with content creation. You make something, you sit on it, you'll be proud of it when you make it. You could look back on it in a few months' time and hate it and want to remake it, and or want to change something, and that's okay. So you know, said pop in. I appreciate you popping by. Appreciate you popping by. Appreciate all you guys popping by. I like doing sort of, especially when I'm like resource gathering like this. I like to have moments where I can sort of just sit and talk to chat about stuff like this, because I feel like there are so many creators out there which don't let you see this side. The side of, like, I would say to a certain degree, the struggles. So many people, obviously most of them would just keep it to themselves, I know, but I like being honest with people. I'm not going to say to you guys, like, oh, everything's been completely fantastic in my content creation in the last, like, 6 months to a year. Like, it's been brilliant. I've done good things, but there is so much I'd like to improve on. There is so much I'd like to get better at. And it's one of those things that, again, like I say, I don't feel like a lot of people talk about. I feel like it's kind of just one of those things that people know it happens, but say nothing on it. But I feel like with a community, if you're more upfront and honest with them about things like this, they get a better understanding of the way that you work about things. And most people, 9 times out of 10, will will understand. Almost 2 years. Oh shit, yeah, almost 2 years. Dang, been that long, huh? Oh goodness. But yeah, it's something I don't feel is talked about enough. Now, it's not me complaining or anything. Like, a lot of it, well, not a lot of it, because obviously it's my channel. It's all me. It's all things that I need to deal with, I need to sort out. But it's nice when I'm live to be able to talk about stuff like this, because there's a lot of stuff with content creation. Like, if anybody tells you, for whatever ungodly reason, content creation is easy, they've never done it. They can't have ever done it, or they've gotten to a point where they found their niche. Because it's not easy, especially starting out. Christ alive, like, it is not easy in the slightest. But it can be one of the most rewarding things to see come together. It's the same thing with making a video. Well, funny enough, I was a content creation, making a video. Like, you have an idea, you work on something, you start to play with this idea and work with it. But once you've gotten to a point where you're like, I'm happy with this, and you finally see it start coming together, it is the most rewarding thing. And then when on top of all that, if you then get people that enjoy the things you do and enjoy these projects as much as you do, that is really the shit that makes all this worthwhile. Like, I have always tried to do things in such a way that whenever I'm making content, it's make something I would watch. Because if I'm going to watch it, I'm going to put more effort into it. Because I'm going to enjoy it. I'm more likely to put more effort in. People are more likely to see that more effort and are more likely to enjoy it more. It's why I don't like those channels that like try to act like being somebody else. I mean, okay, let me phrase this properly. Not in terms of things like story. Like lore and stuff like that, that's fine. That's obviously the whole point of those kind of style of videos. But I feel like so many content creators and streamers, they put on so much. They try to put on such a front. There's not a huge amount of genuineness with it, I feel. I mean, yes, obviously this is ironic coming from a guy that presents himself as a king online. That's just, again, just a character. But it's also not. Yes, I might not be a real king with a crown, but I have always been a king. I am always the king of my own domain. The stuff that I do, I love, and I own what I do, which is why I call myself a king. It's also like, there's a lot of different reasons why I call myself a king in that, but it's a constant reminder that no matter what anybody says or anybody thinks, even myself and these different parts of my brain at different times, that I am always doing what I think is right. Have a great day, Froggo. Take care. But yeah, no matter what, I will always do what I think is right. Now, granted, I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I don't always make the best decisions. Like, I rarely make the best decisions half the time. But as long as at the end of the day, you can keep your chin up and keep moving forward, you are going to improve as long as you continue to try. It's the people that give up so early on that don't go anywhere. Because they could have the next big idea, which could be the next craze of content, but because they didn't decide to do it, it's one of the things I'm trying to get better at myself. But because they decided not to do it, that idea never saw the light of day. That future never came to pass. Now, I know it's said in so many different ways in so many different places, but seriously, don't put off till like tomorrow what generally can be done today half the time. Turn that down a bit, it's a bit loud. There we go. Because like you say, it could be the kickstart of something big, and you just don't know it yet. It's what something I'm going to go into 2024 experimenting with is even these little ideas which I think are dumb, I'm going to do them. I'm going to work on just putting stuff out there because you guys deserve that at the very least. You deserve to see all the cool ideas that I have in mind. But with me, it's just figuring out the correct way of showing those ideas. The idea's good, the idea's there. It's just presenting it in such a way where I'm happy with it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be right. There's been so many times where like I've made something, I've looked at it and I get hyped over it, and that's the time that I know that I've got something good. Is the moments I got hyped with it. Believe it or not, funny enough, at the time, my my very first proper like quote unquote build tutorial video, my how to build an easy starter house that got 848 views. I had that exact thing seeing it come together. Seeing that video come together, I got hyped over it. I was like, yes, I like this, this is it. And it did well. Granted, not everything's going to always do well. It doesn't need to always do well. As long as you're happy with it, you're improving something small in each video. You will improve as a content creator in time. It's a lot of advice I've been given by a lot of different creators I've spoken to, friends I've spoken to, all this sort of different thing. Like, there is so much more to it than a lot of people seem to realize. A lot of people think that it's literally just record video, edit video, post video. And my God, is it not? That's a big part of it, yes. But then you've got the whole idea of like networking, collabs, maintaining social medias. What else? You've then got planning you've got to do. You've got like say if you're doing projects with other people, you've then got to plan with other people and that. There is so much as like merch and stuff like that. You're if you're trying to like promote a brand and stuff like that, there is so much more behind being a content creator than a lot of people seem to realize. At the moment, I'm at the stage where I'm kind of just... I'm still trying to find that niche. I'm still trying to find that thing which is going to be like, I can continuously make this for a while. I can switch up ideas on how I do it, but I know the kind of thing I want to make. That is what I am trying to get through at the moment. It's finding that niche. Like I say, anybody that tells you content creation is easy hasn't done it properly before. Because it sure as hell is not. But it's a learning curve. You just need to let yourself learn. Because it won't be quick. Christ, it won't be overnight. But you just need to let yourself have that time to learn everything. And you'll find that the more you learn and the more you enjoy what you make, the the more you'll produce, the more you'll actually want to make more. Some people will make one video and done, but like I say, it's again, people like Wade, right? He's got big in telly, professional editor and stuff like that. The biggest thing he keeps always telling me is just don't be afraid to experiment. Like, just try different things and you'll find something that works for you. And I think he's absolutely right. Like, I think this MegaWorl, this is something that is right for me. This is something I could see myself doing for years, which is why I want to turn it into a video series. I was just so unsure of how to turn it into that video series. I think I have somewhat of an idea, like I say, with the help of watching a bunch of different creators and stuff like that, people that I look up to and stuff like that. I have somewhat of an idea of how I want to do it once this introduction video is made. It is just this video that needs to be made first to introduce everything. Once that's out, I should be able to start properly working on at least some kind of videos, because I think, because I know there are a bunch of people out there which do things almost like a script. I don't think I'm going to do it like that. I feel like me reading a script would be way too generic. I'd sound way too robotic almost, probably, reading it. Because I can write scripts, that's not a problem. I used to, believe it or not, when I first started video making and stuff. But, yeah, it's one of those things that I kind of just want to talk. Kind of like, to be fair, funny enough, kind of like what I'm doing now. This is a sort of topic that I would talk about for a video or something. Maybe that's the way I could do it. I could do it where I'm building stuff, but as I'm building stuff, I'm just picking... I could almost like podcast it. To a certain degree, it's a podcast, I guess. But I could try it, give it a go and see how it goes. I don't know, chat. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. But like I say, in the new year, I'm planning on... Obviously, I put up on Twitter as well. For those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, do !Twitter. You can always go follow me on Twitter. But I am not going to be here for the first 2 weeks of January. From the beginning of January. Because I'm going to see my partner for a couple of weeks. Which I'm very excited for. But, to be fair, whilst I'm out there, if we're not doing a whole lot, I might genuinely just open a Google Doc and start writing up some ideas. Well, I'm going to start writing up ideas before then, but continue said Google Doc. But yeah, just generally to see where things go. Stretch. Oh, everyone, my body goes crack. Yeah, because there's the only thing that technically speaking, I guess, would concern me about me making those kind of videos where it's sort of just me working on stuff is I sometimes get burnt out and flick between projects. But that's also why I kind of think that style of video would work really well for me, because you're never fully dedicated onto one project like every video. You could go... I can literally just explain every video that, oh, we're going to take a break from working on that. We're going to go and work on this. And then what I'll do is I'll also try to, like, record the time-lapse. So the times that I am building said thing, I'll time-lapse it. And then literally can just move things together. Edit things together. And go that way, I think, could be a good way of doing it. That way, technically, I don't have to do everything in one hit. I can do it in dribs and drabs, bits and pieces, as long as I still have a long enough video. Because, like, this Dallas guy, right? He makes, like, what is it, like 20 to 40 minute videos sometimes? It's anywhere between 20 and 40 minute videos. And it's essentially just him walking around. He might build a thing, but it's just him walking around, just talking about things randomly, just doing stuff in the world. And I'm like, he makes it look so easy. That's the kind of thing that I would love to do. Like, just being able to talk about a project rather than having to keep up all this big energy, like this is what we're going to do now and this is what we're going to... We don't need that. It's nice just walk around and go, oh hey, look, there's that thing I built. I really need to work on this. I might work on rebuilding this. You know what? And then it's built up and this, like, rebuilt it. You know, it's stuff like that, which I think could really work really well for me. Because then you guys would also still see this world grow as I grow. Like Christ, I know for a fact over the next however long it takes me to finish this world, if it's ever finished, or whether this is just a forever world that I work on, that I am going to have to rebuild so many things, but I'm going to have so much fun doing it all. Because these are the things that I enjoy doing. These are the things that bring me joy outside of everything else. The only thing that could make this world better for me is if I could have my friends hop on here every so often and walk them around and show them stuff. Which, who knows, maybe one day I'll do. It would definitely be on a copy of the world, it wouldn't be on the original world. But, you know what I mean. Because I love Minecraft. I can play it solo any day of the week. But there's something, it goes with just, not just Minecraft, any games. There's something about playing games with friends and seeing your friends hang out. It just brings me so much joy. It really does. It's like I've been in a bunch of different Discords recently, and I've met a bunch of new people, which is really good. This is something that I also want to do more going into the new year, is socializing with people, talking to other creators, and just hanging out. But the more I've been doing it, the more I've been showing people, like, a lot of the builds in this world, and obviously some of them for different servers I've joined. I've just seen some of the builds that I've made on their own servers, and from what I can tell, I've impressed people, and it's such a, like, reassuring feeling to, like, build something and be at a level where people can look at it and think, holy shit, like, you're a very good builder, like, how did you do this? How did you do this in such a short time for that? And it's so rewarding, because it makes the last 10 to, well, probably almost 13 years of my life playing this game worth it. Because, granted, everybody's got their own niches. Everybody's got the things that they're good at in this game. Mine is building. I've done it for so long now. Mine is building. And I wouldn't change it for the world. But it's just so nice to be able to, like, meet people that I've, like, never talked to before, really. And just work on something. And then they're like, oh, what are you working on? And I'm like, oh, I'm just working on a world that I've had for the last year. And they're like, oh, can I see? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I show it off, and then they're like, whoa, how did you do all this? Like, this is so good. And I'm like, it really validates everything that I do. Bit of an ego boost, I guess, to a certain degree. But it's really nice. It's really nice to see that what I'm doing is being noticed to a certain degree. Mate, I've always said to you guys, I don't need to be a super big creator. I don't need to be a super popular creator. As long as I have a group of people that, even if it's just friends, that just enjoy what I do and want to see me continue more, that's enough motivation for me to continue forward. Like, that's enough for me to continue doing these projects that I do. Like, I'm so glad I have so many friends at creators, but I also have a bunch of friends which aren't. Because you can also split apart those times. You don't always have to be talking about content, but even the ones that I, like, even my content creator friends, which are the ones that I'm closest to, like, most of the time when we're in calls, a lot of it, we don't even talk about content. We just spout random bullshit and just have a joke about things and just random. And then when we do talk about content, it feels so much more connected, rather than us feeling so far apart. Like, it's great. Like, I highly recommend, if anybody has any sort of creative talent and any creative want to make things, I highly recommend trying to make videos or stream it. You don't have to do it regularly. You don't have to become a full-time streamer, a full-time creator, and just make something. Because that idea you have, again, could be the next craze. It could be the next big thing in the content scape. It's... Nobody knows what's going to happen next. And it can be one of the most terrifying things. But it can also be one of the most exciting things. Because that one idea you have, that one thing that you're currently working on, you're currently doing, could be the thing that pops off. It's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in this in being a creator. Nothing's guaranteed. Other than you making content. That is guaranteed. You making things. You improving the way you make things. That is what's guaranteed through doing. But yeah, I'm so glad I started making videos and I started doing like YouTube and Twitch and all this stuff, because I have grown so much as a person doing it, and I wouldn't change any of this shit for the world. Like, genuinely would not change any of it. I mean, tell a lie, I would change a little bit. I would change it to the fact that my brain can focus on things for more than 3 minutes at a time. But you know, that's just the way I am. That's the way I have to learn. These are the challenges that I face and that I have to learn to manage. Which, believe me, I've gotten a hell of a lot better at it. It used to be I would look at something for a couple of seconds and then be like, yeah, no, okay, I haven't got this. But now I can spend hours and some points, days working on something. Whether it's art, videos, this world, other servers, whatever. I can spend hours in those worlds. It's like the Pumpkin Spice SMP, right? Within the first week, I think it was, I had over 50 hours in that server. Within the first week. Like, I'd been in that world a fucking lot. And it's just because, again, I enjoyed building. I enjoyed the mod pack. I enjoyed messing around with stuff. I enjoyed meeting people. It's so cool. I love meeting people. I will say, actually, one thing is I don't think I've mentioned it on stream. Pumpkin Spice SMP is actually ending, I think, at the end of this week. Because there is something else coming December 1st that I am part of. I can't say what it is. At least I don't think I can, but you know, you can probably guess with it being December 1st. Is this Minecraft anything? No, it isn't. It just generally feels like it. But yes, there is another thing I'm going to be part of come December 1st, which I'm pretty sure will last us through December. So you just got to wait and see how that goes. Finally, on the last shulker box. This is 18 shulker boxes of stone right now, and this is still probably going to be nowhere near enough. It's going to definitely get me a decent sort of amount of starting progress, but there's a lot I need to think and design. Before I can even start building, I don't just need the stone, I need to collect a whole bunch of grass as well and like dirt, because it's not going to be just a big stony mountain. I'm going to have like grass from where the flat sort of like fields are, where I've got like a bunch of the like crops and stuff. It's sort of going to like slope up into a mountain. So it's still going to have like the grassy bits, which is sort of going to go like up into the mountain sort of thing. Oh, we're almost dead with this pickaxe as well. I've gone through so many pickaxes. I've almost gone full of full netherite one. 3 diamond ones, and I'm on my 4th one, and I still have another shulker box to go. This should be the last pickaxe I'll need, though, to my knowledge. And then I've got to go and repair all those later as well. But yeah, this content creation stuff, it's fun, but it is taxing. There's a certain mindset I feel like you've got to try and maintain when making stuff, but the biggest thing I keep being told by people, and now I would give people the advice of, is genuinely make the stuff that you would watch. Make the stuff that you enjoy. People are more likely to enjoy it watching it because you will put more effort into it. Which is why I'm intrigued to see how this introduction video to the MegaWorld goes, because I have an idea, but no doubt that idea is going to evolve and expand far beyond what I've got planned. I'm probably going to like get close to thinking, oh yeah, that's the idea I want to do, and then have a spark of, I know what else I want to add, I know what else I want to add, and then add something else big onto it. But yeah, it's one of those things, chat. Right. Back down. Obviously streaming as well next year is something that I'm going to try and do again more often. I know in the last sort of couple of weeks I've sort of done it a little bit less. I not gonna lie, coming up to Christmas, there's a lot of stuff that works being more it's getting a lot busier at work. There's a lot more stuff going on, so there are some days that on the days I do have off, I just kind of want to chill. It's partially the reason, because this week I've been off through something that's no fault of my own, but I haven't been able to get into work. But it's nothing that anybody could have predicted. It was something that went wrong with the car, so I physically couldn't get over to work. But it's given me the chance to think about a lot of things and just chill out. But I genuinely feel like this last week, I've played so many different games other than Minecraft as well. I've played a bunch of Project Zomboid. I played Lethal Company for the first time last night with some of my friends. Like, so you can look forward to potential streams with them. Actually, in fact, I think, I could be wrong. I don't know if they just want to play it or they want to stream it. But there could be a stream tomorrow on Lethal Company, potentially. I don't know 100% because I don't know exactly what the plan was. I'll have to double check later. But there could be a Lethal Company stream tomorrow, which I'll have to figure out how it works. The only issue with Lethal Company is there's no like deafen feature in the game. So if you, unless you use push to talk, which is what I'll probably have to do if I'm going to be streaming. If you're talking, it's just the entire, everybody can hear you. If you're talking to your chat, everybody can hear you. It's so funny. It is pretty fun. I only played a couple of games because I ended up having to go and make food, and for some reason I got kicked out of one of the games because I guess maybe internet issues, I don't know. But it seems pretty fun, especially with friends. It's one of those games that's like, it's meant to be like a horror game, right? It's meant to be kind of like a horror game. But because you're playing with friends, it doesn't feel like a horror game. It just feels like an exploration thing and then a, oh shit, run. That's literally all it feels like. It's great. But yeah, I would highly recommend, if anybody hasn't played it, definitely go and play some Lethal Company. It's pretty good, pretty good. Which, to be fair, no doubt, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up playing more of it later on tonight, probably. Just kind of the way our group goes, is we just play games in the evening some days. But this is what I was saying about earlier, chat. Like, I love all my friends, man. Like, I have some of the coolest friends. I know some of the coolest people in the world, like, genuinely. They all mean the fucking world to me as well. And the amazing thing is the fact that I met my partner through some of these friends. You know, I met my partner through doing all this content stuff. If I wasn't doing the content stuff, I wouldn't have met Aragon. I wouldn't have met Wade. I wouldn't, and wouldn't have led me to meet Mimi and stuff like it. It really does amaze me how much a single decision can change your life. And it is one of the best decisions I'd ever made, was doing content. Because I've been able to express myself so much more creatively, whether it's in a game, whether it's in artwork, because I want, through me doing content and me doing videos and stuff, it made me want to hand make thumbnails. It made me improve art subconsciously, because it was something that I wanted good looking thumbnails. I wanted to make myself some good looking thumbnails. So over time, you can see, if you scroll back through my YouTube channel, exclamation mark YouTube, by the way, that you can see all of these improvements as I've gone on. There's some videos that older videos that I've gone back to and I've remade thumbnails for. And the art style difference in, it's probably 2 or 3 years at this point. It's insane. It makes me really wonder, if I keep this up, where will I be in the next 2 to 3? You know what I mean? Like, how far along will I be at that point? And it excites me. And that's the biggest thing. It's got to excite you. The things you enjoy, the things that excite you, again, you're more likely to put more effort into. Oh, more dirt. But yeah, that's sort of my my two-piece or whatever they call it on it. That's kind of my 2 cents. That's it, my 2 cents on it. It's such a joy to be able to do the things that I do. Now, granted, if I ever get to a point where, I mean, you know, the dream, where I can get to a point where I'm literally able to make enough money to live without having to work, well, without having to go to a job, should I say, not work, because obviously it's still working, but without having, like, go to a job, then, you know, that's best case scenario. Like, that's the dream for so many creators, is just make enough to support yourself. Right. Oh, before I do this, let me make sure I won't be able to hold these pickaxes in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to pop that back in there real quick. And then I'm going to grab the rest of these shulkers. Look at that, chat. Perfect. Oh, I do have space for it. Oh, whoops. But yeah. It's like, I am so glad I've started to get to the point where I genuinely don't care how many viewers I have. I don't care how many people watch the stuff I do, how many people, like, well, obviously, as a creator, you're always gonna sort of, like, keep an eye on the numbers to a certain degree. But mainly in the sense of, I used to get very, not upset, but it used to get to me. When I used to look at like the viewer count, it used to get to me. And now I don't care. I can sit here gladly on 1 viewer and it does not fucking bother me. Like, I can just play the game I'm playing and talk about the random bullshit I want to talk about, and I'm okay with it. Like, it's completely okay. Let's, you know what, let's repair our tools first before we go home, because we're going through the nether anyway. We might as well repair it. Okay, that concerned me for a second there. I got very concerned for a moment there. Oh, hurry up and load the... Fruity Bobs, fair enough, you got me on that one. I genuinely thought, wait, what the fuck, how did the gas spawn up here? Because I looked away for a split second. I am going the right way, right? Yeah, I am. Fair enough, you got me. How you doing though, Fruity? Hope you're well. Bob. How you doing, Bob? Ooh. Right, let's put these couple down. Because what I can then do is go bop. Doing well watching this. I'm a celebrity. How about you? Oh, I'm doing alright. I've just been sort of talking about some of the stuff I plan to do next year and some of the things I need to look into going forward in terms of content. I need to shoot one of these. Dunk. Nailed him. And then here they come. Let's repair our main pickaxe first. The Biome Basher. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. Just thinking out new strategies for next year and the ways I want to take things. whilst we wait for this to, you know, repair. Or all of this stuff to repair, should I say. Yeah. Oh god, what am I trying to say? Appreciate you guys stopping by is what I was trying to say. My brain just did not want to English. See, I love this XP farm, man. I literally have to shoot one arrow, and everything will just be repaired. It's great. But yeah, just been sort of like, just talking about content and stuff in general. Oh, I didn't even realise that was finished. And just put all our repaired pickaxes back in there. I love this XP farm so much, man. Plus it gives me free gold. Repairs my stuff quickly, plus gives me free gold. What more could you ask for? Other than maybe it giving me netherite, I guess. That would be cool, but it doesn't do that. It's not built for that. I don't think anything is. I don't actually think there is such thing as a netherite farm out there. Unless it's some sort of duping glitch, which I would never do. Unless... The only time technically that I've done a duping glitch is I've made a machine which gives me a lot of string because I haven't found a spider spawner yet. So I've been using it. It's given me like double chests worth of string. It's a lot of string. It's good. And I'll also repair my shovel whilst I'm here. Why not? Why not? I also realize if I'm going to be working with villagers, I'm going to need some levels. So I might as well gather a few levels whilst I'm here as well. Which is fine. I don't mind. Sit here and sort of just chill out. Yeah, how are you guys all doing now? Hopefully all well. Ryan's been talking a lot about my stuff, but how are you guys doing? I just like going on tangents sometimes. I know for a fact sometimes there's like a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and I just don't know a good time to say certain things. So this is sometimes one of the reasons why I like streaming, because this is the most raw you're going to see of me. I don't put anything on really for videos and stuff, but obviously with a video you're trying to tell a narrative of a sort, so you've got to for a certain degree. But this is why I'm hoping that this new form of video I'm going to be working on, or new form for me, should I say, new form of video for me that I'm going to be working on in the new year, is going to be one of those things that sort of allow me to almost do what I'm doing now, but in a video standpoint. And no, I don't mean literally just posting like VODs to like fucking VODs to like YouTube or something. I couldn't think of the word then. YouTube. VODs to YouTube or anything, but kind of more so in the sense of like for example, the videos wouldn't have my character there on the right hand side. It would just be me in the game talking about stuff, working on stuff, and maybe some speed builds in between if I decide to work on something. And I could do things in a very sort of quick way. Actually, that's a really good way of working it, actually. So it's sort of super chilled back, and then I have some potential if I do like big amounts of stuff, or something more substantial, should I say. If I'm not talking about it, I could always then just speed build it or talk over a speed build whilst I do it. And explain my thoughts and process on how I make things. I love how like this entire time me being here, I'm literally figuring out the videos I want to make as well. Like, this is generally good ideas. I had a base idea of something like this, but again, it's just that initial starting point. Once I've hit that starting point, I can hit the ground running. Because obviously it would just be me continuing with the world, which I do every day anyway, so I can just record bits every day. And if there's a day particularly that I feel a bit quiet, all I can do is just record my gameplay of it and just voice over it and add it to the video. So I don't have to be talking whilst I'm doing stuff all the time. I can just voice over it. Yeah, that's literally the way that I should work it. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot yet a genius at the same time. I'm an idiot for not thinking of it sooner. But you know, it's a good idea. It's a very good idea. And like I say, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey figuring out what works. But I feel like with a project like this, that is the primary style of content that will work for me. Granted, obviously, I haven't made a video of it yet, so I don't know technically, but it feels like something that would work for me. Because I can just sit there and talk, or I can decide not to talk and just voice over it. You know? So it's still entertaining, even if I'm just sat there whilst I'm recording it, completely silent, just working on stuff. I can then just do what I'm doing now, technically, and talk over. Well, I'm not talking over it. I'm actually in the game waiting for things to, you know, getting more levels. But I'm just here chatting and talking to you guys. And it's good. It's one of those things that I can just do. And if I can do it well here, I'm going to be able to do it well in a video. Huh. Why did I never think of that before? How the fuck have I spent fucking hours sat there thinking of video ideas, not being able to think of shit? And I've done it in like 20 minutes on stream. God damn it. I may have figured out a method of going forward in the new year. But again, what I'm probably going to do over the next couple of weeks and up till Christmas, maybe I'll try and release it for Christmas or around Christmas, is get that introduction video made. I think once that's done, that's my stepping stone. That's my kickstart. Once I've started that, I can do whatever, is the way I think that it'll go. So yeah, I think that's how I'm going to go forward. And obviously in the new year, if I end up playing other games with people and want to record that, I'll do that as well. Because we have talked about that actually in our BTP group, about sitting down someday, trying to set up dates where we sit down and we record stuff. Because we're all, well, the majority of us are creators, you know, we just kind of want to make stuff and have fun whilst doing it. But we always, especially when we're first trying out a game, 9 times out of 10, we will also try and just do it off stream or off recording, because in all fairness, it's a lot easier to have fun with a game that you know than it is with, obviously, if it's like a horror game or something, and obviously you get used to the jump scares, that's different. But if it's like one of those things that you're like, we don't know quite how this game's going to work, or how we're going to turn it into like proper content, or whatever it is, or how to play, we don't even know how to play the game yet. Sometimes we'll just hop into a game, play a couple of rounds, and then be like, okay, yeah, we're good. So that might be what we end up doing, because we want to do more game nights, we want to do more recording days. I can't wait for the future, man. I really can. I wish the future was here already, you know what I mean? I wish I could just hang out with people and work on stuff. But this is one thing that I'm very excited about, this new project I'm joining as well, because whilst yes, it might only go on for December, I will get a chance to talk to so many different people, because it works a little bit differently from what I've gathered, because I haven't really heard much of it or seen much of the previous one, but it works a little bit differently to how the Pumpkin Spice SMP worked, and I'm actually quite excited to see how that is. Because I've heard, if there's one thing I've heard, which I can't say, there's one thing I've heard that I'm actually very excited about, and it involves meeting people, which I'm very hyped about. So, you know, again, 2024, I'm going to be meeting people, I'm going to be making videos, I'm going to be streaming more, hopefully. Because what I might end up having to do, depending on the way it works, if I don't stream like every day or every other day like I was initially planning, is I might sort of do it where I will pick a couple of days a week, or a day or two a week, where I stream on those days and I work on videos for some of the others. Because I want to at least make it so I at least have 1 or 2 days a week where I can just do nothing. Well, do nothing. I can just hang out and play, or just hang out and work with people. That's something I want to make room for next year. Because I've gotten to a point in a lot of senses where I'm very much like, I don't feel like I ever rest. Even when I'm sleeping, I don't feel like I have a job, right? Outside of content, I have a job. I go to my work, I come back, and then technically speaking, I'm working again because I'm then doing the content stuff. But obviously, it doesn't feel like work because I enjoy it. So it doesn't feel like work, but it made me realize that I don't ever really rest. I don't ever rest. And that can be a very dangerous thing if I'm not careful. So, you know, I need to get better at that. I really need to get better at taking care of myself in that sense. I keep telling all these other people and friends of mine that they need to take care of themselves better. Sometimes I need to take care of myself better too. I'm a hypocrite in that sense, but I also try to look out for people's best case interest. You know, it's one of those things. But I know some stupid, like today, normally I will not struggle. But some days I struggle to just sit and just chat about random stuff unless I've got somebody else I'm talking to, so there's a bit of back and forth. Today, we're almost an hour in and I've pretty much not stopped talking. Like, I'm pretty sure I've not stopped talking in the last, like, hour almost. But I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying having this conversation with you guys. I'm enjoying just being able to be real with you guys rather than having, like, because a lot of people, when they go into content, they think you've got to try and be this big old... Yes, you've got to be entertaining to a certain degree, but if you're working on something creative, there's a chance it's going to be entertaining to somebody regardless. Whether you're funny or not, whether you're fucking hyper or not, or whether you're like super like hyped up or whatever, or you've like got a whole bunch of like stuff planned or whatever. Some things work, some things don't. Some things never were going to work, some things might always work. It's... Again, trial and error. As long as you're making stuff, like I was saying earlier, as long as you're making stuff, you will be improving. Even if it's just small bit by bit, you might not even notice it until you're then, say, 5 to 10 videos along the line. You went, oh shit, I've improved a lot since that first video that I did of this. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like, I know for a fact my first proper video on the MegaWorl is probably going to be absolute fucking dog water. But as long as I'm happy with it at the time, it's a starting point. I can then move on from that. I can then improve from that. Once I start getting more subscribers and stuff on YouTube, start getting people commenting, I can ask the comments and, oh, what would you guys like to see next? And then obviously if I start getting ideas in, I can start implementing things. It's such a snowball effect that a lot of people don't realize. You don't need to have like massive amounts of like subscribers, viewers, followers, whatever the fuck you call it, whatever. You just need to have a small dedicated community that will talk to you. Because as long as you have people that will talk to you, you get feedback. You implement that feedback. You make things that are better. You then ask for more feedback on these next things you've made. And the cycle goes on and on and on. And you just get better and better. Your community grows. And that is, I think, the sole, like, main thing which differentiates from a small content creator going to a bigger creator. Or even just going from a tiny creator to a small creator. Like, it's, you know, community. The community, the people that you're making the videos for, if they can manage to give you feedback on the stuff you make, things that they liked, things they disliked, things they'd like to see added, things a completely different idea they might like to see someday, all these different little bits of information. Some people might just think they might say things in like passing in the comment section, but most creators use those comment sections with stuff like that as a lifeline, because in all fairness, you learn so much. Somebody may say in the comments an idea that you've been meaning to do, or maybe you haven't even thought of before, and you thought, oh shit, actually that's a really good idea, I'm going to implement that in the next video. It's called self-improvement. It's called listening to feedback. You know, it's one of those things that can just set off such a precedent in your own content when you start to take other people. It's like, I don't know, so stupid. It's why whenever I make stuff, I will go to people like Nom, Wade, Chaos, Beans, bunch of friends. I'll even go to my partner as well. My partner as well mainly is the main person I show stuff to. If I could even get those little bits of feedback, things that people would change, things that people would do better, or things that could be better if I had done it this way, it improves me as a creator. And that is the biggest thing. Even if it's just one tiny bit of text you changed per video, or whether it's one tiny little effect, or one tiny sort of, I say tiny, one like speed build or something that you could have added here, or one picture you could have added there. It's all small improvements. And as long as you try to be better than the you were yesterday, you will improve. And that's the way that I feel like content should work. That's why I feel like it does work. For so many people, it works for so many people. Now, granted, obviously, I'm talking about this stuff. I'm a very small creator. I've not made it yet. I need to follow a lot of the advice I'm saying, because it's funny, because as I'm saying it, I'm only realizing it as I'm saying it. And it's a very interesting thing. I don't know why I can do this. I've always been able to do this. I can just talk about shit, and as I'm giving advice to other people or just talking about certain topics, and like that advice, I'm thinking, it's like I literally did it earlier. I was like, how did I never think of that idea before? How have I never done that before? It's such a weird concept how I can do it, but it's also such a nice thing, because I guess to a certain degree, it's self-reflection. It's I was actually just saying it, self-feedback. Things that randomly may be sitting in the old subconscious you might not think about. If you just randomly let your brain just spat shit out and say things, sometimes something comes out which I'm like, oh, actually, why the fuck have I not been doing that? That makes a lot more sense than I initially thought. But it's only because I said it out loud. In my head, it will be the exact same. But because I've said it out loud, it's different. It makes more sense. For whatever reason, I don't know. But again, it's one of those things. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice to be able to have those sort of people around you which can like push you to be a better you, is the best way I can be. Not saying that there's anything wrong with people, you know, but if you're a creator, the main focus I feel, or one of the main focuses, should I say, I feel should be, like you say, on self-improvement. So if you're doing something and you have people around you that can help you get better at the thing that you're trying to do, then you should listen to your friends. You should listen to those people around you, because those people around you are going to be keys to opening doors. Not in the sense of, oh, I'm going to talk to this creator, this is a big creator, I'm going to talk to them and try and get... No, they are going to be the keys to you becoming a better you, becoming a better creator. And that's what I'm so thankful for all my friends, all the people I have behind me, because every conversation that I have had with them about content has only ever been productive. Like, genuinely, I have learned something every time I fucking talk to these fuckers. Like, genuinely, I love these guys. I learn something new every day. And you should never be afraid to learn something new. Also, I just realized we hit level 100. That's Pog. But, you know, it's not for everybody. I get it's not for everybody. But don't shoot yourself in the foot before you've learned to walk. You know what I mean? Try walking. Try something before you say you can't do it. Because you genuinely might just shock yourself. You genuinely might shock yourself. You know what, chat? I've really enjoyed talking to you guys today. I really have. I really appreciate you guys, like, coming by and hanging out as well. I know that I said I was going to do villager stuff. I might end this one here just because I feel like this would be good enough for a VOD as it is. And I feel like if I end up, you know, sort of adding too much more to it, we're like doing a bunch of other stuff, it will get lost. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up this stream here, chat, with the wonderful sound of me collecting XP in the background. There's actually not really anybody online right now, but that's fine. So we're just going to wrap up instead. So chat, hopefully you have found some of this advice useful. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream so far. Or you've enjoyed the stream, should I say. I'm wrapping up. But genuinely, you guys are the reason. It's why I keep saying you guys are the reason why I keep doing what I do. Because whether it's just a case of you watching, your feedback, whatever it might be, you guys make this worthwhile. You guys make me improve and make me want to improve. But with that all being said, chat, I'm going to shut up now and let you guys go. But one thing I will say, chat, is to make sure you keep your chin up, don't let the crown fall. And I'll see all of you loyal subjects in the next one, which, like I say, could be tomorrow, potentially with some lethal company. If not, I will see you guys probably in the next one. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your days, guys. Take care.